What up, you dumb not knowing how to ride a motorcycle, not knowing how to shift and do stuff, mother. You want to learn how to ride a motorcycle? I don't think you can. You don't know how to handle the beast. Many have tried. If you were to try to tame the beast, this is how you would do it. 70, 80, 90, 100. I think she got a little scared on that one. I felt her pull back. Did you feel when we hit 100?
Yes. My helmet starts lifting up off my face.
So if you're trying to learn how to ride, the first thing you need to do is know what you're even looking at. So I'm only going to be saying into detail about how to make the bike move and, you know, the controls. On the left side of the bike, you're going to have your clutch and you're going to have your shifter thing. Shift stick, shifting, kicker, shift, fucking. It's going to be down is first gear, half click, neutral, a full click, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, sixth gear, infinity. Kind of confusing at first, but it's not confusing at all at the same time. On the right side of the bike, you have your brake. This is your front brake. Press it too hard, you die. This is the throttle. Obviously, power. This is the back brake. Press this too hard. Usually, you'll be all right. So, this is the kill switch. That at any point you could press it up and turns off the bike. This is the starter button. So you turn the bike on, then you press start. Then kill switch. Then that's the basics of controls. So right side, front brake, throttle, back brake. Left side, clutch, shift stick, shift down stick thing, that infinity. And basically those are the controls we're going to be working with, and then we're going to hop on the bike. I am on the bike. Now what you're going to do is kick the kickstand up. Yep. Put it on, and usually every time you start a bike, it's going to be in neutral. I mean, at least for me and all my riding experience, every single time I've turned off my bike, I've always left it in neutral. Like if I'm in a garage or something, or if I'm parked outside, I always leave it in neutral. It's just so then you can just turn on the bike without like having to put it in neutral first. It's just doesn't matter. Anyways, bike's on. We're gonna press start. Now since it's in neutral, remember we're gonna go down for first gear. Okay. So you want to pull down the clutch, because if I put it in first gear right now, the bike's just gonna die. It's gonna shut off if I don't pull this down. So I'm gonna pull this down, press down on the shift stick, whatever the fuck, and now we're in first. Now from here, so the first thing you need to do is find where the power starts giving in for your clutch. So the best way to explain the clutch is think about a tunnel with a bunch of water going down, and there's a gate, imagine like a straight gate, not a gate like a wall. Oh yeah, like a wall that can rotate and shit. So if you open up the wall a little bit, water will come through. If you open it up all the way, all the water is gonna rush. Okay, that's how the clutch is. The clutch is the wall, and the water is the power, so the throttle. If I have this clutch pulled down, which in the metaphor is the wall shut, then no power can get through. Doesn't matter how much power I'm giving it, it won't give it in. So as I'm letting the clutch go, I'm opening the wall for the water to come in, right? I'm allowing the power to go through. So you want to find that point where the power starts coming. So you want to ease it up, then stop. You want to look at my hands. I'm letting it go, then the bike's starting to move, so the power is slowly getting through, and you just want to walk with it, then stop. You want to do that a couple times and just get comfortable with that. You just want to keep finding it, get comfortable with how it moves, open it up gradually, then stop again. I would do that for like at least 5 minutes, just getting comfortable letting the clutch go. Now we're gonna let the clutch all the way out. So we're not gonna put any power with the throttle yet, just the clutch. So I'm letting it go, and now I'm riding completely with the clutch. See, clutch is out. I'm riding, no power yet. I think these guys want to learn how to ride a motorcycle too. So once you start getting used to where the clutch comes out, you can start adding power. The biggest thing is you don't want to whiskey throttle it. So remember, you're adding such a slight amount. I don't know what CC bike you're trying to learn how to ride or whatever, but this is a 636 Ninja. It's a super sport, so it wants to go. If I put a little power on it, it's ready to take off. And you want to treat every single bike like that, whether it has the power or not. You want to just slowly add your power, get comfortable with the bike. So let's run it down, then add some power at the end. So we're gonna open the clutch, we're walking with it, then we're gonna open up the throttle a little bit, and that's all you want to do. Now you're riding the motorcycle, right? And that's how you just ride it. To get into second gear, this thing right here, you're gonna put your foot under it and you're gonna kick it up. That's a full click, okay? And down is first gear. So we're gonna be riding, then to change to shift, you hold down the clutch, go to your foot, push up, and now I'm in second gear. A rundown, right? So we have the clutch, which is the wall. This will give power or stop power as much as you adjust it, okay? This is the clutch shift stick thing, okay? And okay, down isn't just first gear, okay? I don't want to make that sound confusing. So when you very first start on the bike, you press down to get into first gear, then up for second, up for third, up for fourth, and etc. Then if I'm in fourth gear, I just press down to get into third gear, okay? You understand what I'm saying? And then on the right side, remember, we got the back brake right here, we got front brake right here, throttle right here. Kill switch, usually up will kill the bike, okay, and down will make it able to start. And starter, you know, it's pretty universal. Pretty careful with the front brake, because if you just hammer the front brake, it's gonna lock up your front wheel and you will literally fly off. The back brake, if you lock up, your back tire will lock up, so you're kind of like slide. If you do that, you just don't want to maneuver your hips, because if your back tire is locked up and your bike turns and it catches, you're gonna high side. And I've done that, and I got 22 stitches in my foot because the peg went directly through my foot when I high sided. Yeah. Once you get on it, a lot of this will make sense. So if you're practicing, or if you're taking a course and you had your first day, let's say if it's a 3-day course, and you watch this, then you go to the course tomorrow, you'll understand a lot more. Like, you just gotta, it's one of those things, you gotta do it, but you have to be careful while you're trying to figure out how to do it. Just never just hit the throttle. Like, it sounds like an obvious thing, but I've seen a lot of people just whiskey throttle it, and they hold on to that, and they don't know what to do. But if you ever whiskey throttle and you're still holding onto the bike, just press down the clutch. If you press down the clutch, no power can get to the bike. So if you ever find yourself like in a moment where you're giving the bike too much power, just pull down the clutch and it will stop all the power. So that's super important to know. That is how you ride a motorcycle. If you don't love your motorcycle hard, then don't get one.